Hey, hey, everyone. It's your boy, Uncle Burnsy, here once again, finally, again at Citizen Sleeper 2. This has been on the back burner for a little bit. Even missed a drop on YouTube side of things, but that's what we're doing right here to get it right back and going again. So we're going to continue where we last left off. And before we even get into anything, I just want to know if y'all did not know this. They made the stray plush. You know, the black cat stray that we found before. It's a plush toy now. If you haven't seen that, you know, for those that actually care and like plush toys, they're there. So, otherwise, let's get back into it. Okay, so last time on Citizen Sleeper Z, we finished the fraction ship mission for Yu-jin, and let's just say it did not go exactly as planned. I actually got to save Yu-jin off of a good roll, or a situational roll, if you will, or a check. There we go. And the ship wasn't there, but I think the codes to find it were there, and we had to leave it to another group to, you know, figure it out. I think it was the singers. We left them there to figure that out, and then we left before, I think it was, what was that company's name? I think it was Connie? I forget that corporations, am I right? But that one corporation, essentially, that's helping, that's actually having a corporate war right now. They came and saw it, and they found out people were having, we're getting busy over there. So, yeah, we had to get Yu-jin back, and we're letting the dust settle, and there still is more to come from that mission. Otherwise, I think we have to earn Aki's trust, but that comes from help Aki back at the green belt, which now it's just, we have to return back to the green belt. But currently, we are at, where are we? I forget the name of this place. I think we're at, ooh, wow. I love how that's very sensitive. Yeah, we're at the Helion stop here, and we got a mission to help out recently to repair their transmitter and stuff. So this requires getting an array as well as getting some components, I believe. And it's really engine components? Interesting. Oh. I will give them the engine components here. I would like to help, and I think we earn these from major stuff, so keep that where it's at. And then, of course, the array. I believe that is a contract now. Let me see here. I believe we have a contract for that. I'm trying to see the best place to find said contract. Let me leave. Map. And I believe the contract is help Helion dispatches get the array from Holmes Rock. So Holmes Rock is, where is Holmes Rock? Yeah, Holmes Rock is all the way back here. So we have to just make our way back. And this is where we are at currently. So we could even continue the main mission here, but we're just gonna go ahead and head back the way we came and finish up some stuff before we get the main mission rolling. So let's complete for the day. Connect Nemba and Aki as well as help Aki. We'll do those two and possibly even help Helion dispatches as well. And then we'll see what we can do within the next like hour and a half or so. Not gonna be a 2-hour adventure today, but gonna keep them down to like an hour and a half going forward. So let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so we need to go to... Actually, is there anything else we can do here? I think it was buying scrap components, which we don't have to do. We got the fuel, we have supplies. I think we're just set to really just go. Yeah, because it's just buying a meal and stuff, so we got the fuel, let's get out of here. I do see we have 2 upgrade points, but I think we're saving for a major upgrade. And this should be good. Let's go back to the green belt. What's in store for a sleeper today? The The biosphere, once barren, is transformed. Where it was once dry and gray, it now swirls with amber dust, a hazy cloud cut through with the bone-white tendrils of steppe silk. Aki, in mask and goggles, lets the biosphere's circulating air play with the end of her scarf, twirling and twisting, even threatening to rip it from her neck. That scarf, she has explained, is woven from the bast fibers of the steppe silk itself. Hey, Aki. That is why this place is known as Weaver's Field, for the workshops of Greenbelt residents creating fabric from its steppe silk fibers. Weavers who fled from Ember's steppe and those taught afresh by Aki herself. Isn't it beautiful? She asks, her eyes glowing. Ember's steppe reborn on this rock, but not as an archive, as something new. The plants themselves are reconfigured. The steppe silk adapts well to the microgravity, even thrives, and the dust itself becomes a cloud that surrounds it. Aki points to a tendril stretching across the space. What was once a burrowing plant is now a bridging plant. Like us, it projects itself across empty space, pushing out into its new conditions. As she looks at you, sorry, I'm rambling. This place does that to me. Her chuckle is muffled by her mask. It is beautiful, though, I will say. She bows. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Let's leave the dust house. We can talk more easily outside. She shepherds you through some nearby double doors, the space between blasting you with air to clean away the dust. You find yourself in a sparse room, racks of unfamiliar tools on the wall, slit like windows looking out into the amber dust storm. This is just the beginning for us, she says as she slips off her mask, and her voice is crisp and bright above the rumbling of the air recyclers. The steppe silk is already being harvested, retted, and woven. This is no synthetic fiber from the dark side looms. This is a natural fabric out here in this unnatural place. Aki brushes a little dust away. We will trade it and get what Greenbelt needs to stay stable, to feed its people. I am the administrator, but the workers are the owners here, and we will make a future for ourselves from our work. She shrugs. We control our path. What more could we want? Silence falls in the room. The idea of such a future is so desirable that it is almost painful, an idea that haunts you. You can spend as much time here as you like. As she breaks the silence, somehow aware of your thoughts, I find the noise soothes me. Let's stay silent. And she pauses. There's something you want to ask me. I can see it right there on the tip of your tongue. I can wait. If you say so, you can find me in my unit if you need me. You leave Aki in her dust house, surrounded by the landscape of her homeworld. One of many creatures, I know, probably should have just said it, one of many creatures born on that parched moon that is in the process of transforming into something new. Wait. Two upgrade points. That's what I'm talking about. Let's boost something that is usually there. So engineering is up here. We have someone that's a specialization into interface, meaning I could get a +1. I kinda want to do endure because I think like one of my weaknesses is endure or intuit stuff. So if we go by a machinist, we can either do interface, like, go left to right, but then it kind of defeats Junie coming out. So I want to do endure and get a plus for that one. That's just a me thing. And after endure, I'll probably go down the interface route and then into it, and we'll go from there. And then I guess we can unlock the option for the other side of the push factor, but we're going to just focus on our machinist skills from here on out. Otherwise, I love me a good upgrade. Hey, Aki. I have some spores for you. Let us talk business. Come in. The door of Aki's unit slides open, and you see her perched at a terminal, her face pale in the blue light of the screen. You have not seen her in this setting before. She seems paler, older when she isn't surrounded by the soft light of the biomes. Just one moment, her eyes do not leave the screen, and she leans in closer, squinting at some detail. You get the sense that this is her least favorite part of her administrative position. How old is Aki now? I don't think I've ever gotten an age out of people, but I know that this is like, 5 or 10 years in the future? So, she sighs and looks up. Done. Immediately her eyes are drawn to the crate you carry. What have you brought me? Spores! Spores! Spores? Her heights light up. Let me see. As she unlocks the worn catches on the crate, you explain about Nemba and his work to feed the refugees in the underhang. You aren't sure Aki is listening though. She seems too eager to see inside the crate. She manages to get the lid open and lifts a dented canister out of the inside. She turns it, peering through the small windows at the dusty-looking translucent sheet curled up inside. Spore prints! She looks at you. This is quite a gift. From this Nemba, you said. And she carefully slots the canister away. We will make good use of these. The tunnels under Greenbelt will make an excellent mushroom garden. And she smiles to herself. I was lucky enough to be taught how to tend mushrooms by a true expert. Who was that? Ah, someone from my journey here. A botanist on Erlin's Eye. She was very kind to us. She would have liked to meet you. Oh, don't remind me. What's her name? Thought it was Eki or something like that, but I remember her. I know she didn't survive it. I would like to meet Nemba. Perhaps we can find some commonality. She glances over her shoulder at her terminal, but I can't leave Greenbelt, not now. She looks at you sheepishly. I am a little nervous to ask this of you, given your ferrying back and forth of messages and deliveries, but would you bring Nemba here so we can speak? Is there not another way? We have no long-range communication links across the belt. Apart from ferrying written messages, this is all we can do. A shrill beat begins emanating from Aki's terminal. Ah, the Weavers. I need to speak to them. You make your way out of the unit as Aki takes a deep breath, then accepts the incoming transmission. One more run from Greenbelt to the far spindle and back again. At least you aren't carrying spores this time. That's what I'm talking about. So, I just need fuel. Can we get fuel? Yes, we can. And cheap, too. Because the only thing else you can get from here is food. So, let's go. Yeah, we will get to the scatter yard soon, to Helian's Gate, and eventually Holmes Rock too. I think what we'll do is we'll go, we can't go straight here. We'll go to Helian Gate, finish up in the spindle, and then also take care of that other contract, and then on the way back, we will finish everything up on these side missions. You are the first to notice them. Small, white, smooth shapes at the boundaries between hull plates, and the seams of paneling curling out from beneath vents. Mushrooms dotted here and there all across the cargo bay. Mushrooms growing on your ship. This doesn't seem very hygienic. Bliss flows next to you, surveying the scattering of pale caps in the cargo bay. It's hard not to agree, although you doubt spores and fungi can have a significant effect on your body. Not that you've risked it before. We should vent the cargo bay. Serafin's voice crackles through the cargo's bay speakers. He's flying the ship, but you updated him on your new passengers. This is what comes from having spores in wonky crates sitting in your bay, cycle after cycle. They don't seem to be hurting anyone. They float over to a cap and tear it off at the stem. We know from Nemba that these are edibles, so we could farm them? We are always short of supplies, Serafin buzzes through the speakers, but a few caps don't make a meal. As Bliss inspects the cap, I do like a good mushroom. Back on the Eye, they had these matsutake that smelled amazing. You looked over the cargo bay. It doesn't get used much. Most of your halls fit comfortably in one quarter. There's plenty of room to isolate a little growing area, maybe with some plastic sheets. Or you could just open the hatch and let the void of space sterilize the whole place for you as you fly. After all, if these things get into the air recyclers, you could have a serious problem on your hands, and who knows what they might do to the wiring. You doubt either decision will bother Nemba, at least. His spores are delivered, and you have a free hand to choose. I love a method of self-sustaining farms and stuff, so let's keep the mushrooms. Bliss holds the cap to their mouth, then thinks better of it. They squint at you. Are you sure? Yeah, keep them. We'll still need to figure out how to harvest and prepare them, as Bliss slips the cap into a pocket, but I think it's a good call. You hope they're right. This rig is busy enough without adding extra ecosystems into the mix. As you leave the cargo bay, you suddenly realize you've taken on yet another project. It is becoming a habit. A mushroom samba decide not to clear the cargo bay out. Yu-jin finds you in a quiet corner of the rig. Serafin just gave me something I think you need to see. Yu-jin has been uncharacteristically quiet since your journey to the Aphelian's Path resting place, and even now, there is a seriousness to him you do not recognize. He produces a personal terminal, a slate, and shows you the screen. On it is a message from the Singers, from Peter. I am pleased to report the fraction drive's extraction was a success, you hear the gravely voice in your mind as you read, thanks to your choice to concede. Conway attempted to pursue, but Singer ships are fast and quiet, and we soon lost them in the debris. You smile. Peter's arrogance is clear, even in writing. We have now begun on the project to implement and expand the fraction drive, which is why I'm writing to you. Encrypted with this message is a full scan of the drive itself, its components, and system. While we exchange a glance with Yu-jin. I believe you deserve as much for your integrity in our encounter. I'm glad we didn't have to kill you. What you do with the plans is up to you, but I would recommend you do not attempt to sell or publish them unless you wish to attract further attention from Conway. That's what it was. Conway came in. The singers will soon leave Helion, and in part, we have to acknowledge your role in making this possible. We wish you safe passage on your journey. Peter.
See, he's not an asshole like you think, because at least he gave us the plans, but he's basically just like, well, we got the technology first, though, so...
At the bottom of the message, a handful of encrypted files open up to reveal an insanely complex set of scans and diagrams, the fraction drive. You look up at Yu-jin, who has a sharp smile on his face. The bastard did it. He shakes his head, and I have you to thank for stopping me from killing him. You should listen to me more. I'll do my best, Captain, but no promises. Building it is another problem. I'm not an engineer. As he squints at the diagrams, we would need a lot of resources and the kind of machines only found in places like Darkside. With time and research, who knows? The point is, it's possible. We have the plans, the path is there. You see it now, Yu-jin's swagger returning. For better or for worse, this project fuels him. It's on the back burner for now. We have more immediate things to deal with. He slips the terminal away, but I will start calling in favors quietly, investigating how real this is. I expect nothing less. He frowns, something dark crossing his face. Look, I know this is exciting, but...
He pauses, unsure of his words.
We know what people did to claim this drive, as he swallows hard. What I did. And he taps at the terminal. Part of me wants to delete these right now. As he looks down, they make me afraid of what I'll do to fulfill them. I'll say it won't be like that. Perhaps you were right. I want to believe it. I mean, it just depends on how you are as a person. He slips the slate away. The way you treat me, it makes me believe something. His brow knits, his own words irritating him, but I'm not sure what it is. I think it's one thing of like believing in yourself in like a desperate time. Like for instance, he had a major goal. We had the major goal right in front of him. Like picture just having a major goal right in front of you, and you had to literally just make the decision to give it up in the face of adversity. But now he has a second chance, and I feel like I kind of like where things are going. But we'll see. Hopefully he doesn't let, power corrupt and all that good stuff. And just believe in yourself, Yu-jin. I think you're just very hard on yourself, because I think you have some stuff in your past that I don't know if therapy will solve, but we'll see. And I'm not much of a believer. As Yu-jin looks down, you can see his fighting with himself. I don't like to owe people. He pats you on the shoulder, but for you, I will make an exception. With that, he turns away, gliding back through the ship and out of sight. A fraction drive of your own, a machine to cut a path through the stars. You shake your head. It's hard not to dream. But you have seen the danger of that dream as well. What it drove Yu-jin and the others to do. Perhaps together, you can keep each other on that narrow path to the future without straying into obsession. Or perhaps, thinking of those impossibly complex plans, it will never come to pass. Are they a diagram of your future, or a labyrinth to become lost in? The only way to know is to live it together. And that's, oh my gosh, man, another 2 points. Nice. And that's one thing you have to know in life. Community, and I mean an actual well-knit community, not like something fake that like you kind of just made up this community like just yesterday. It's built on trust, and that's basically what he's saying. I trust you. And I'm glad Yu-jin is trusting in us, because the fact that he says, I don't mind owing you a favor indefinitely, that means you trust someone, because you don't really count it. We need fuel, and I don't have a good roll. Let's go to the fuel barge. Now the Endurer, we have a plus. So now it's not 50-50, but, like I said, I like having Endurer. I will take that fuel. I would want to see if we can get some more. Good. Okay. I think we can take the 7 out of 10 and head out. So, supplies, not worried about. Just the fuel. If we can just get fuel for free. That's all I want. Yeah, it only costs 4. And then there's Holmes Rock, but let's take care of the Far Spindle. No, I feel like we should also do Holmes Rock, then come back for, then come back to Spindle, and then we can work our way back. Because again, Nemba will be with us the whole time, and I don't know, it doesn't feel right to be like, okay, hold on, Nemba, before we take you to Aki, we're going to Holmes Rock. Yeah, let's go to Holmes Rock. I think we can buy fuel out there, so I'm not too concerned. I guess it's also like on another thing of getting +2. Actually, let me see. The Nemba one. Oh, Nemba is a major one. Okay, hear me out. Let's complete Nemba. It's gonna take some time, but if we complete Nemba, we'll get 2 more points and have another major skill point to put, and we can finish off Endure. And then we just gotta work on Interface and then Intuition after that. And that's gonna be really good for this type of mission too. What's this? This is the Lodic Freighter. We can buy fuel. I have a lot of money. I'd be forgetting about that. So let's fill up our fuel. Help offload the freight. I will do this, hopefully for some extra money, because now we can do Endure stuff like it's nothing. Get us above 300 again. Oh, that's the neutral outcome. So it's always 12. Got it. Actually, wait. Is there anything else we can do here? We can do, that's the old fabricator, which I believe we just throw Solheim data in it and we get stuff back. What do we get out of this? Oh, rare components. Oh, it takes 2 at a time. That's fine. I will do that. I like having rare components on hand. So let's get some extra money and let's go get Nemba's thing, his mission done first. And then we can come back and do, what is this? Oh, I see. Oh, I could have just done this in the first place. Never mind, we can actually still do this. I thought it was like a actual contract, so let's go to sleep. I would say, can we get food here? We can do, this is jobs and selling raw scrap. Let's sell that raw scrap again. Get some cash. Fix broken arrays. This is just for money here. That's fine, but... Oh, Sienna's Rest. Here we go. I just need energy. Let's buy a meal. And we can sell an engine component. I am not doing that. I don't need quick cash anymore. To sleep we go. We don't need fuel. Yeah, I'll keep it on this one. Okay. I'm very excited to see what we can do today. It's weird playing. You play Cult of the Lamb a little bit here and there, and the next thing you know, it's like I just want a story game now. Oh, what's this? We can get this started. Isolate the bay and which has Endure, which we're gonna boost that one up. Part of the job preparing the bay is finding all the stray cabs that you don't want to take root and pulling them out. So I guess it all just goes to this and whatever you're best at. So that's good to know. All right, let's do this one. I mean, I can at least get 1 success here, or 2 successes, really. I think it just takes energy. Let me see, +2, okay. I'll put a 4. It's gonna be iffy with the 3s. Relay recycling. I think we just have to risk, not stress. Yeah, just energy, that's fine. So we will take a stress point if we go negative. Hopefully we get neutral at minimum. Okay, cool. Now we're starving. Just go buy a quick meal for 15. And let's go to sleep. I mean, I would say come back, but I think we can just do this now and still get the points. As long as we get a good roll. I lied. Hey, I'll take those rolls. At least we get a guaranteed success here. That's 2. This will at minimum be 1. Yeah, like I said, minimum 1. Give me that neutral. Ooh, positive. Did we get it? Oh, we did. Yeah, we got the array. Great. Let's get out of here. We got what we came for, and the far spindle's right here. Let's go pick up our boy Nemba. All right. Make some money before we go to Nemba's kitchen. Is there anything here? I like how we have this. I'm just saying, like, what this is standing here for, because it doesn't do anything. This is the gambling barge, which it's very tough to do this. You'll need a member's backing. Perhaps after enough shifts, you'll find a sponsor. I guess this is just ways to get better money here, which maybe on another run would work, but I can't do anything in the engage. Okay. Yeah, just jobs. That's all that's here. And kitchen, and let's get some fuel. Make some of that back in the money, and we can be on our way. I think it was the scrapper ship, because there's an engineering bit there. Yep. Straight success, and I think some cargo, some scrap, maybe? I forget if it gets us scrap components or not. We can process raw scrap. I forgot where we can sell the processed scrap at. It's somewhere, but we'll hold on to this. We're not hurting for cash right now. I will take all the money. Thank you. Almost a 400 cryo. Look at that. Keep this above 300 at all time, at all points in time. All right, now to Nemba. Hey, what's this? Oh, 10 fuel. Take Nemba to Aki. Is it just like an automatic, like, we're going all the way over there? Oh, that's so cool. Aki comes to meet Nemba at the entrance to Greenfields. You can tell she is in a full administrator mode. Her bows are precise, her words carefully chosen, but her manner is not without its distinctive warmth. Nemba responds in kind, taking a diplomatic tone, but with a wry grin for her benefit. As Aki provides the tour, you watch them from one of the bridges, their conversation muffled by the greenery all around. They both look at home amongst the green growing things, hands reaching out to touch stray leaves, faces dappled with sunlight. When Nemba returns afterwards, you aren't surprised to see him pleased. Plans are in motion, sleeper. Nemba smiles for a moment, then catches himself. Optimistic plans. What did Aki offer? She graciously offered a regular supply of steppe silk cloth for clothing and construction of shelters in the bays of the underhang. We are also going to see about settling people here in Greenbelt to work with the farmers. Which is good when you have people that can't find a way to, like, get a job and stuff like that. At least put them in a community where, like, money isn't an issue. So that's how I believe things should be done. But he sighs, though. It is always a little strange to talk like this about the lives of people who have been exposed to so much suffering, but we do them no benefit to couch our words and platitudes. As he looks out at the greenfields, Aki understands that this is so true. Like, I think in life, it's always easy to say, man, you know, it's gonna get better or something like that, but we do them no benefit to couch our words and platitudes. I don't know. I believe in that. And again, this game's writing in and of itself is really good. She is a refugee herself. She fled her moon many cycles ago. And he squints. We share that as well. You fled the war? I did. Does that change how you see me? Would it have made you treat me differently? Sorry, I am being unfair. I just find there is an expectation that if I am a refugee, I must be desperate. I must beg for aid, show my suffering, as he folds his arms. I prefer to make plain requests, or even better, strong demands. This is what I'm talking about. Even if life is like whooping your butt, don't be desperate. You don't have to show that side unless it's like really dire. But, you know, I can kind of see how this can go. This is one way to look at life. We're a precise humanitarian chef. That is a definite description of him. You think of the back and forth journeys made for both Aki and Nemba, and the aid that was asked of you. Would you have done the same if the request hadn't been so strong? The demands so obvious? Speaking to Aki, I could see she has experienced the same treatment, though I think she is less hardened by it. We both have our own reasons to do what we do, for why we enjoy it in our own ways. We don't need to explain ourselves to others. Facts. Facts. He looks over his glasses at you. I am glad to have met her. Thank you for your part in it. I'm glad to help. What I like about you, Sleeper, is that I believe you when you say that. I will stay a little longer. Aki has promised to send me back to the Far Spindle with the first shipment of fabric. I will then gather those who wish to come here and send them back in the same freighter. He smiles warmly at the view of the green fields. The exchange begins. The work never ends. You say your goodbyes and leave Nemba on the bridge, enjoying the dappled light. After all the shuttling of spores across the belt, you finally have a clear view of Aki and Nemba and their response to their own hardship. They are not saints, acting from a position of purity, but pragmatist, with an intent to change those things that once marked them. The future they will build together is one you are eager to see. Okay. So we're going to finish out Endure, because I've seen a lot of contracts where this Endure is like a big factor. Granted, Yu-jin, I can sometimes bring Yu-jin along, but there might be times when I want to bring Junie and my engineer buddy, Bliss, and one of the biggest weaknesses is Endure. So if that's the next part we go down is interface and then intuition, and then finally we can come back for these pushes, but I've already at least cleared one side of the pushes already. That was very easy. So, okay, that's it. I wish they could just give me fuel, but alas, I have to pay. And I believe, I don't want to pay for food though. Or is that all that's left? Oh, wow. Oh, we can only buy a meal. Is this cheap? It's only 10 cryo. Gives you a lot of energy though. That's cool. Kind of feels like we did everything for Aki and them here. So what do we have left? Yes, we need to go back to the Hollow. Let's finish this up. And then after that, Seraphim wants to find a way to take on Lane, which means going back to Darkside, which everything speaks going back to Darkside, even for Yu-jin stuff. So then I have to meet Cadet in the Scatter Yards. So to the Hollow. I wonder what's going to happen when we get over to Darkside and Scatterfields. Right. Helium dispatches. Install the array. You wait in the makeshift Helium dispatches studio as Kimball tinkers with the array somewhere in the back, behind the far wall. It's a humble setup. A stool for Cyrene, a microphone, the transmitter, and mixer terminal, and the hard line snaking away towards the array. But there's something pleasing about it, all the same. The crackling sound of fresh welds echoes across through the bay from Kimball's concealed position. You hope the array you struggle to extract isn't getting fried as you wait. You're here! Good! Cyrene rushes in, holding a small dark rectangle in her hand. Hello, Cyrene. The pirate radio broadcaster. You will not believe what we have on here. Where's Kimball? Installing the array. You mean we're going back on air? Before you can answer, she leaps forward, grabbing you in a surprisingly firm hug. She lets you go. Sorry, I'm just excited to finally be back. Kimball! She shouts towards the back of the bay. How long for that new array? A muffled shout comes from behind the rear wall. I have an inkling as to who this is. Okay, we have a little time. What have you got there? This broadcast is from Erlin's Eye. We haven't heard anything out of them since the start of the war. Some people even said they've fallen to the flux. They haven't, but I believe the last time we left them, they were protected by the gardener and stuff like that. So, but something is happening there. Something is growing. This report says some protocol has taken over the station, become its protector. Yep, Conway drones can't get close. Senate Stat is giving it a wide berth. They're right in the middle of the war. Conway on the star side, Senate Stat on the sunward, and they are resisting. She smiles. We have to tell everyone in the belt about this. We have to get the word out. If the eye can be held, well, maybe we can hold out too. She looks at the drive in her hand. Either way, people need to know. There's a sudden clunk, a few percussive shouts from Kimball, and then a flickering of lights all across the bay as the transmitter and the array begin powering up. You and Cyrene watch as the Helium Dispatcher studio comes to life, ready to broadcast once more. Not bad, she leans on your shoulder. Not bad at all. A shout comes from Kimball, and you know he is calling for Cyrene to get ready. That's my signal, she grins. Oh, I almost forgot. And she produced a handful of chits. Turns out we have some avid listeners in the radius markets, and she deposits them in your hand. All right. Whew. I need to go live. And she flashes you a final smile. Thank you. I will make sure we make good use of that array. This will mean something. Kimball bellows something from the back of the room, something you can only assume is a thank you. Kimball really just talks in grunts. You leave the belt's most unusual double act to their broadcast, and as you do, you hear Siren's voice echoing through the bay. This is Cyrene Saber, back on the air, to wish you all a free Helion, now and forever. A +1? Did I get a +1 before? Yeah, I guess I did a minor one. I will wait. I will save my points. Ooh, we almost have 500 cryo. Jeez. Let's fill up our fuel, and this is where we can sell processed scrap, but the Hollow has plenty of raw scrap around, but high quality processed plate is of significant value here. I don't know if we'll need processed scrap. I feel like this might be a building thing alongside engine components. I'll hold on to it because we're good for cash. Really good for cash. No complaints. Wish that was the same in real life, though. Anywho, let us align arrays, interpret signals. I believe that's all just being paid. Bella's jetty. We can buy a meal, buy supplies. We have enough supplies. Okay, let's just go onto the signal ship. In order to collect the signals, this is specialist work. Oh. Let's interpret some signals. I know that's at least some cryo. I don't think we need to waste on energy. Yeah, no, it's not worth it unless we're doing engineering. Do we? Debris dealers, yeah. You would think they have something worth engineering. Glad y'all are up and online again. Love that. Got the word out. Oh, I can see. I get it now. I gotcha. Gotcha. Let's go to the map. Let's move. I think the only thing now is just meeting Cadet in the scatter yards, as well as getting to Dark Side, so we got a recon from here. So that's two major ones. So after doing one of those, we should have enough points to start on interface or intuition. Might do intuition. We'll see. We will see. Now we're... It's a funky look there. The winking sigils of the yards flash across the dark starscape of the belt. Each one a siren light for crews in need of repairs or eager for improvements. The scatter yards live up their reputation. But Seraphim will not be drawn by the lights. He guides the ship into an empty, ragged-looking yard, darker and more frame than plate. It looks rougher than any of the others. Seraphim, maybe we want to dark somewhere a little more welcoming? We weren't that hard up. Bliss turns to you. Or are we worse off than I thought, Sleeper? Best shipwrights rarely have the brightest signs. Thought you'd know that, Bliss. As he reaches up and flicks a set of switches above his head, Marco's the best in scatter yards. The best? Or just the best you know? Bliss gives him a skeptical look. You'll see, as he smiles widely, shutting off the main console and unclipping from the pilot seat. We're here. No need to run from Lane for a while. He'll never find us in Marco's yard. Will be nice to have a break from running. Junie floats at the back of the cockpit. I hear the scatter yards has some good data analysis terminals on the hub. She glances at you. If you can spare me. You follow Seraphin as he glides eagerly to the airlock. You and Bliss exchange glances. Both of you are used to Seraphin's headstrong moments, yet you still can't help but feel that now familiar pull of someone else's problems. Marco! Seraphin opens his arms to the figure coming through the cycling airlock. Finn! It's that haircut, bro. I can't do haircuts like this. Marco floats through the doorway, a crooked smile across his pale face, his sharp eyes glinting in the rig's bright work lights. The two embrace in more of a chest bump than a hug. Seraphin spinning with the momentum of the impact to end with his arms across Marco's shoulder, the two side by side grinning. You notice Marco's eyes quickly falling on you, a slight narrowing suggesting he has immediate thoughts about your presence. So, this is who you're flying with now, Finn? He shoots you a wink, his expression shifting to conceal his previous curiosity or concern. Bliss. They introduce themselves curtly. You two used to be on a crew together, I assume? Me and Finn? No. We're just drinking buddies. Marco's response provokes a laugh from Seraphin, some kind of joke you can't quite catch the tone of. Marco turns his attention to you. And a sleeper? My condolences. It's a damn crime what those corporations do to you. But at least you're out, huh? I appreciate the solidarity. Of course, Marco taps a fist to his chest in a gesture that seems both genuine and mocking in the same instant. He turns back to Seraphin. It's been too long, Finn. Not flying with old Betty anymore? You immediately see the reaction in Seraphin, his entire being tightening without anything more than a shudder to signify it. No, that's long done. He shrugs. That's the way of the belt. He shakes Seraphin by the shoulder. Come on, then. Enough floating around this drafty old thing. Let's get a drink. He turns his attention to you. Feel free to make yourself at home in the yard. Hell, take a little fuel. I've got loads of the stuff and it's been quiet for more than a few cycles. Happy to spare some for a friend. He steers Seraphin down the docking tunnel, waving a hand to you and calling back, I'll have him home in a cycle or two. His laughter echoes down this tunnel as they leave. Bliss turns to you. I'm going to go dig around the other yards for some components the rig could do with. They smile. You got things to do? You think of Cadet and wonder if she found her way to the scatter yards to extract the data on the hexport drive. The only way to know would be to find her. Seraphin's words echo in your mind, his insistence that the only way to escape Lane is to beat him on his home turf. With Darkseid just sunward of the scatter yards, this might be the perfect platform from which to attempt such a wild and dangerous plan. Sleeper? Bliss brings you out of your thoughts. I hate it when you do that. Just take care out there, okay? They drift off down the docking tunnel, leaving you in the airlock. It seems the next step is up to you. Hey? So, Mom, in a couple cycles, so there's Marco's yard. Alright, the rig, your refuge in the belt. Wow, I only have one. Oh, I guess he gave us fuel. There are often some scatter yards die, catching up. You hope Marco returns your pilot in working order. Nice. The workshop. Yeah, that's for me. The supply store. Feed the stray. Huh. I really feel like, I don't know if feeding the stray gives you anything. I can look it up though. And then the engine, yeah, we need 8. So we'll get there. We'll get there. Just need 5 more, or yeah, 5 more engine components. I mean, we had 5, but it is what it is. I wanted to finish up some of those jobs. And we will, yeah, that's what I'm holding on to, these engine components now. For the bunks, it's like, can we, I can't do anything, can I? Oh, I was about to say. Shop talk, follow the markers, engineering. I love it. New locations have appeared. You might as well just take the success. Scattered mess of independent shipyards around a central transit hub. The yards are a particularly difficult place for outsiders. Hey, you hear the voice echoing through the public passage. Wait up! I'm glad to see you. It's Cadet! Cadet sweeps her hair out of her eyes and then glances up and down the corridor. This is not my kind of station. Cadet rolls straight into her complaints. All the yards have their own water and facilities, meaning the hub here is not fit for general use. There's a couple of guest houses, but you would not believe the state of them with all the spaces that stop here for shore leave. You don't want to know. Sorry I couldn't come sooner. Oh, on the run. I get it. You and me both. So get this. She locks her fingers together, stretches her arms. That girl of mine I said could crack anything, she's gone. Didn't even leave a note. Ran to dark side maybe? Not that I blame her given the state of this place. She looked sideways at the grubby walls. She left her workshop empty though, so I slipped in. That's where I've been napping. I've been doing my best all these cycles to crack that drive, but I'm a spindlejack, not a data scraper. Which is why I'm happy to see you. She takes a breath, telling you I have not spoken to anyone in a long time, and she runs a hand through her hair. How about that alert they put on you? Doesn't seem to stretch too far out of the spindle, but I've been careful, hence the not talking to anyone in the ages bit. Look, I'm in over my head here. She looks away, annoyed at herself. How about you come down to the workshop, we put our heads together, see what we can pull out. I just know there's some nasty shit on that drive. Stuff worth getting out into the light. Cadet sets her jaw. Nasty enough for them to ruin my life over. I'll be there. She smiles for a moment, then it is gone. All right then. The workshop is in the tech cluster. You'll see it. Now I've got to go find something to eat that isn't dried. She turns and disappears back down the passageway. Whew, when you're on the run, right? That's the workshop. Here's the yard supply and the fabricator bay. We can pay bay usage fee. The engine component fabricators are for ship fitters only, so they ask for a one-time fee. Sure, I got the funds. So now we can build engine components? No way. No way. It takes time to skill to build engine components. Any errors will impact the outcome. We can build the rest of our components, y'all. The more errors in a component has in its construction, the less valuable it will be. Enough errors and it's worthless. We could try. Ooh. And we got an engine component. This is awesome. What's in the yard supply? Fuel, which we just need one fuel, so why not? And the spent drive, where we can buy a meal. We don't need that meal right now. Let's rest for a day. Or actually, let's just see what she has to say. Hopefully I don't have to put anything in there, right? Oh, no, I do. The drive is encrypted, but with the tools in Cadet's friend's workshop, you have a chance at cracking it. Gotcha. Identify passcodes, break encryption. So yeah, here's your intuition, or here's interface and intuition. It would be nice, I'm not gonna lie, to have a point in there. Actually, where are we on that? Yeah. It actually really doesn't matter which one we do. I would probably just do interface because we are a machinist and we got interested in the science of things, not the hardware. Yeah, let's go to bed. Another day tomorrow. I wish I can fix these, but I don't think I can. That's for like only repair fully broken parts and not while on a contract. The workshop is empty and dark. Bliss can only repair fully broken parts and not while on a contract. So it's either if it's fully broken or not, unless there's an ability to like fix it if it's partially broken, but we'll see. Okay, what do we got here? Ooh, good roll. You didn't get no cryo. Darn it. We'll come back for the the cargo bay for the mushrooms and stuff. I really just want to keep making these. I want to make these so bad. How many successes do we need to get by? We need. We'll take what, one? So this is another one. This might be two. Well, at least the fabricator bay isn't really like calling like that, but I really just want to get some more engine components. Yeah, it's one at a time. So, oh, yeah, I keep forgetting about that. Wow, man, we could just keep going. I could get two more. We need 2 more to complete the engine upgrade. See if we get lucky with this one. Oh, it was only a 1, so it's not like we get ousted or anything. To the rig, to sleep. So he should be back by now. Sleeper! Seraphim's voice echoes through the ship. You in here? You glide down to the airlock, unsure of what state you were about to find your pilot in. He floats in the airlock, his arms above his head, gripping the lip of the interior door to hold himself in place. Come on, we need to talk. There's a straight-faced seriousness to Seraphim you weren't expecting, especially considering that he spent the past 2 cycles with Marco. Let's follow him. He leads you across the bridge, but rather than turn towards the automated shuttle bay that connects Marco's yard to the rest of the assembly, he leads you deeper into the guts of the yard itself. As he does, he begins to speak. I told Marco about Lane, about our escape, about everything. He ducks under a large pipe. He gets it. He's worked in Darkside. You trust him? I do. He looks back over his shoulder at you, and I would hope you trust me by now too. He comes to a sealed door and hammers in an entry code. Somewhere, machines start whirring. Remember in Wellspring, after everything what I said? That we can't run forever? About taking Lane on? Exactly that, as he meets your eye. The door suddenly squeals as the ancient mortar kicks in and drag it across its corroded tracks. It reveals a large, half-lit chamber, its furthest parts masked with layers of scaffolding and frames so it is hard to tell where the room actually ends. At the center, in a pool of warm light, Marco floats beside a terminal screen. Sleeper, he touches his bro in a mock salute as you enter. Been busy plotting? He shoots you a look. Just hear Marco out, alright? You hear the door you entered through screech shut, and then a sudden silence descends. Sorry to drag you out here, Sleeper, but I really can't be overheard on this one. He sighs. We are close to Darkside here, and Utsubo have ambitions, shall we say, in the scatter yards. Finn told me the whole story, and I am sorry for your troubles. He clasped his hands together. You have done well to evade Lane this far, but you must understand, he's also been distracted. Since Hexport went up, well, Darkside has been in crisis. If the war was the pressure shift that allowed Utsubo to build its strength, Hexport was the breach to blow it wide open. Marco springs his hands apart. Hexport's their justification for imposing total control in the name of protection. He glances away into a dark corner of the room, and if my hunch is right, it's how they will extend their reach to the scatter yards. Lane distracted is good. Yes, it has been so far, but the tide is shifting, Sleeper. If Utsubo consolidate their control of Darkside, their reach will be all the longer. Then there really will be nowhere to hide, as he looks at you seriously. I am done running, Sleeper. I hate looking over my shoulder every cycle. I hate the nightmares, the fear. I want to face this head on, for better or worse. He looks away, scowling. I won't be controlled by Lane, and this is our chance to break that control. Lane is hunting you, Sleeper, which means he is not in Darkside. This is good for you. There are people in Darkside resisting Utsubo, though I hear it is not going well for them. If you can find them, find out what they need, there's a chance here. He pauses. You get the feeling he's assessing your reaction. Taking action is a choice right now, Sleeper, but soon it won't be. Not if what Marco is telling me is true. Let's do this on our own terms. I am a sleeper. Running is my life. I don't want to run for life. What do we need to do? Seraphim meets your eye with conviction. Thank you, Sleeper. I know we can do this. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I will need some time to work this out. If you two want to go to Darkside, there is no way you can take that stolen rig. It was a big risk just to bring it here. He glances at Seraphim. You get the feeling he has already been reprimanded for this. So, I need to find you a way in and a way out. I know it can be done. Marco turns to you. I recommend you take the next few cycles to prepare. The scatter yards are a good place to both spend and make cryo, depending on your need. And Finn, he puts a hand on his friend's shoulder. Try to stay cool. This will be recon only, a chance to see what's happening on Darkside and make your connections. It is not the time for grand gestures. He nods. Thank you, Marco. He glances at you. We'll keep things quiet until you are ready. You and Seraphim leave the hidden bay, the door screeching open to allow you to exit. When it seals once more, Seraphim turns to you. This is our chance to shift things, Sleeper. Let's keep our heads in the game. Agreed. I'll start preparing. Well, alright then. We should give Marco some time. I've got a few things I want to take care of in the scatter yards, and I want to get a message to Tala. I know she would want to hear from me before. Let's make sure we are ready. Keep your head up, Sleeper. I'll see you on the rig. And with that, Seraphim kicks off down the passage on his way to the shuttle dock. You watch him go, unsure if you were impressed or concerned about his headstrong nature. Either way, things are in motion. The only thing you can do now is give yourself the best chance of success. And that's what we're gonna do. Oh, wow. Surya watches his yards carefully, keeping an eye on all the work that goes on there. He's not easily impressed. Sure, okay. Oh, that's engaging. I would like to at least finish off the project of getting this done. So let me do this one. Go. I'm gonna see if I can actually try to get another one here. Dang. Alright, I think I can leave it like that. Let's go to the rig. We go to bed. Don't have to worry about the hunt or anything on us. Oh yeah, we're in here. We're in this. Yep, and we got one. I'll just put a 4. Call it a day. Nice. Okay, we have 6 components. Let's kind of finish this one for Surya here. So that's a guaranteed success. Did we get 2 per? Nah, it's just 1. Okay. But it is engineering, so there is a chance. There always is a chance. Oh, wait, whoops. I took stress. That's okay. I didn't realize it to the very end. I got caught in the, and I know I have to help her out to the rig. Oh yeah, we're just waiting. Actually, I don't want to use my supplies. Can we go to eat? Get something to eat? Yeah. I got so much money. There we go. I overate, if you will. I just want my engine. Alright, what we got? You find Seraphim and Marco waiting for you in the hidden room where you met before. They're chatting quietly, their shadows cast across the scaffolding by a small lamp. Sleeper! Marco's got something good. He nods to Marco. Tell him. Marco gives you a nod as you look at him, his mood quiet, conspiratorial. I don't know if it's as good as Finn thinks, but it is an opening. I heard back from a friend of mine who runs a yard on the edge of the cluster, a fair way out from here. Smart guy. He makes a tidy profit off selling fuel to freight crews on their way into Darkside. He undercuts the Darkside dockyard fuel prices, which include a cut for Tsubo, so they stop off at his place to fill up before heading in. Clearly this is his kind of business. This guy, he owes me a favor, and I'm gonna call it in. He can get a few of us onto a freight crew, swap us out from the usuals who stay at his place, and let him have a few drinks on him. The crew, meaning us, will deliver the freight, complete with a stopover for cargo loading in Darkside, which is when you do what you need to do. We'll have as long as we need, but the more time we spend there, the more likely they'll discover us. We'll keep our heads down, sleep and eat on the freighter. Then, once we're done and the freighter's loaded, we take it on out again, return to my friend's yard, and swap the crews back. He shrugs, emphasizing the simplicity of the plan. No one will ever know we were there. See? It's good. It'll work, right? Another person to trust. I have trust issues. What if they check the crew list? What, on the manifest? Not going to happen. And who's to say you aren't the names on that list? This is the belt. Seraphim looks concerned. It's going to be tight, but I reckon you can get what you need in time. Make some connections with whoever is resisting Utsubo. Get an idea of their operation. Look for weaknesses. It'll have to be quiet, Finn. He gives you both a warning look. No noise, no attention. This can quickly become a one-way ticket. He turns to you. Think you can handle that? We'll get it done. Seraphin and Marco exchange concerned glances. What aren't they telling you? There's one more thing, Sleeper, as he looks down. Someone needs to stay with the rig. Someone who can pilot it if there's any attention at the yard. He meets your eye. It has to be like this. I'm sorry. I'll be going in with you. He puts a reassuring hand on your shoulder. I know Darkseid. I will guide you all the way in and all the way out. There will be room for one more on the crew. I'll leave who that is to you, but let me give you some advice. You better be sure you really trust anybody you take on this one. You look between the two of them. Just you and Marco might be the safer option. The fewer the people, the less likely it is you give yourselves away. But then, if Marco doesn't keep up his end of the bargain, you'll want all the backup you can get. The other problem is that we have to go right away. You see the rising tension in Marco's face. The freighter's arriving this cycle. I'm sorry I can't come, Sleeper, but we need to do this now. Don't worry, got this. I know you do, Sleeper. I know. I'll be ready whenever you need. Just give me the word and we'll head out to my friend's yard. We keep this tight and nothing needs to go wrong. His words echo in your mind as you leave the hidden room. A creeping doubt settling itself in the pit of your stomach. This is it. Time to go back to Darkseid. New local crew. Time-sensitive contract is here. Do we... Oh, I think we need to... Yeah. Darkseid Recon. Gotcha. I wonder who should we bring on this trip? Oh, I really wanted to help her out too. I really did. I mean, I can. This will be enough to potentially get the 2 extra engine components I need, but it's not a big deal. So it doesn't really matter which one. Let's kind of start the process here. Oh, I should have probably used that up here because I was doing Sutra's yard. Hang on a second. That makes this a 5. So let's complete this stuff here. Are you serious right now? Come on. Oh wow, we got 500. Yo, come on. Just give me a positive. Give me a sign. Whew. Let's see who this person is. That's some quality work you've been doing. The voice booms through the locker room after your ship fitter shift. But why are you doing grunt work, Sleeper? You turn to see a large man with a metal arm and bright patterned clothes. You spend enough time here to immediately know this is Suya, owner of the yard and well-known ship fitter. Nice. Like the arm. Well, he wipes his one metallic hand on the cloth, polishing its painted surface. What do you have to say for yourself? I want to meet you. Well, I'm here, aren't I? I know a lot of what happens in the scatter yard, Sleeper, and what I don't know, people tell me. And I know you have a ship. Someone who has a ship, especially a ship like yours, should not be lugging around my workers' tools. He flexes his artificial arm, inspecting it. That, to a person like me, is a waste. Ships cost cryo to run. True. All the more reason to really use them, though, isn't it? I want to take a look at your ship, Sleeper. Call it professional curiosity, as he goes back to working on the hand. It's a bit drab. He looks up, meet your eye. An old Solheim rig, still in corporate colors. No. I feel like that's your problem. People want a crew that looks the part, an outfit with an outfit. He grins. Look at my yard. I grew it from a chunk of scrap by showing people I was professional. I had standards. I made Surya's yard recognizable. Your problem is you are working as a shipfitter's mate, when you should be imagining much more for yourself and your crew. And he smiles. So that got me thinking. I want to help you to clean up that old rig, paint it up, give it some color. He tucks the cloth away in his tool belt. How does that sound? I'd love that, actually. Perfect, as he booms. The thing is, you don't just slap some paint on an old rig like that, and for this to work, we need its look to reflect your crew, your style. So, while I'm happy to do the painting with my team, I'll need you to go find some inspiration. Surya looks away and towards the locker room's lone window. Luckily, the belt is full of it, full of pattern and texture and style. There's nothing uniform about this place, and it's the better for it. He looks back at you. You need to go out there, find some views, some sights, and make your own designs. Here, he proudly pulls a small slate from his tool bag. It has a 64 color screen. I fixed it up myself. You take and inspect the slate, made from mismatched pieces, but elegantly so. See what you find to inspire you. Then come see me again. Thank you. I can see what you're thinking. You're thinking, what's in it for me financially? He eyes you carefully. How does this make you any chits? That's the other part of the proposal. While you take this voyage around the belt, you can do something for me and get paid for it. Free of charge. I will paint your rig with the look and name of my yard here, Surya's yard. It commands respect, he nods sagely. You take that name to the rest of the belt, represent it, and on your travels, spread it to the other crews. For this, I will pay you 300 cryo. It's mutually beneficial. You will earn better doing this than any yard work, and I get increased custom. What's not to like? Surya awaits your response calmly, but you feel his expectant eyes on you. I don't love those colors. Sure, it's a deal. Wonderful. I will send my team over immediately. By the time you return to your rig, they should be done. He reaches into his work pouch. Here, 150 cryo now. He takes out a handful of high-value chits. Another 150 when you return with those designs. I'll take the chits, yeah. You take the cryo. Of course, I will give you the other half on your return with those designs. He smiles apologetically. I need to be sure you don't repaint the ship before your pilgrimage is done. It's only fair. Keep the slate. He waves an arm to you at you to put it away. Go find inspiration. Bring me those designs. I don't want to see you back in this shipyard. You need to be out there, as he smiles. It was a pleasure. And before you can say anything else, he's gone. He's all about them colors and just giving it design and stuff. So I'm about it. I want to design the rig. We'll see what we get. Time to find out what his crew has to have done to your rig. New drive, new location discovered. So we got repaint the rig, make sketches across the belt. It's minor, but we can do that next time. We will also probably have to do the main mission and then come back to help Cadet because I kind of focused on other things. So I am actually going to end the stream and this episode here today. A nice good hour. We got to get to a good stopping point right before we get into Hexport. We did take care of a lot of side missions and major ones. Got to even upgrade our skills, if you will, and on the way to upgrade more. But otherwise, hope to see you again on the next episode, and or the stream. Either way, like, subscribe on YouTube at Uncle Burnsy, and follow me on Twitch too at Uncle Burnsy. But all right, everyone, y'all have a good one today.